Hello and welcome to SteveKnows. It's the weekly VR news update, and we've got games that make me giddy. Big changes to the Quest game ecosystem, changes to VR's ecosystem, and so much more. So I think that is enough chin wagging. Let's get started. Today's video is sponsored by Caveman Studios to showcase a new game, Contractors Showdown. This 60-player battle royale game is one of the best multiplayer titles to hit Quest and Steam VR in a long time since Breaches. You will battle it out in a 16km squared map with your squad to try and be the last one standing. The game's pacing means you have opportunities for communication and strategy, not just getting into battle with people. It is a huge part of the experience. It fosters true collaboration, and combining that with VR's presence and immersion, it is such an experience. I had not stopped thinking about this game since I played the beta. This could be my game of the year, and it's only April. The game is available for a jaw-dropping $20 or £15, so incredibly cheap. Hats off to Caveman Studios for this decision to make the game more accessible for many. I do have a full video on my channel that I released a couple days ago when the game actually dropped, so I'll link the game and the video down below in the description. In some rather unexpected news, Meta seemed to be saying farewell to the incognito AppLab, where discovering games was such a struggle unless you knew exactly what you wanted or used side quests and then filtered by AppLab. I get why Meta wanted the quality first policy in action to keep the store restrictive, but they then saw the community demand and gave us AppLab. But as I just said, you had to seek what you wanted to find it or use a URL. But now Meta have finally announced that they're going to have a two-phased approach to open up this store. They're going to add AppLab as a tab to the marketplace, so you can now discover these titles at last, opening up the potential free gaming library tenfold. The second phase of this, we'll be saying goodbye to AppLab entirely. So you may not be able to discern between what is a quality first experience and what would have previously been an AppLab one. So I'm kind of split on this. I think phase one is fantastic, the discoverability, but with a pre-canned warning that says this doesn't really meet our initial requirements. You have been warned, buy it, play it if you want. Why would you get rid of that and hide it? I feel like we're just going to have incognito shovelware. I hope I am wrong about that. Perhaps something is going to go down that I'm not aware of. Feels like a bittersweet victory there. Also a note, there is a Quest 3 giveaway on right now to celebrate the release of Synth Riders mixtape, where you can play and enjoy some 80s classics. Phil Collins has my heart, it's one of my favourites, and there are bonus entry points for getting a high score and sharing it with us, and even more flex points just for beating my score. I will link the giveaway down below in the description if you want to try and win a headset. Now, a big news drop that occurred on Monday, so I'll give you a nice overview, is that Meta are kind of rebranding their Quest software as Horizon OS and then distributing it so it will run on other headsets developed by third parties. And you'll know what headsets have taken the operating system because on the box of it, it will say built with Meta Horizon OS. This is going to provide users with the devices with MR capabilities, the tracking technology that we have on Quest, and interestingly, the App Store, which is also getting a rebrand to be called Meta Horizon Store. Ugh. Asus are making a performance headset under the ROG brand, which I am interested in seeing what nuance they provide in the hardware there. Better display, bigger FOV, or just perhaps an improved chipset. There's also Lenovo taking a different angle where they want to create a productivity aligned device, which will that have better higher resolution pass-through cameras perhaps? Will it have some sort of integration with the computer that Meta don't provide? Who knows? Steve doesn't know. He said it! He said it! An interesting comment on this, though, was from Carmack. He was saying that Meta sells their headset at cost, so the Meta Quest will remain the most affordable device if you want to access the Meta ecosystem. These third parties will just provide opportunities to specialize the hardware, which in turn is going to make the device more expensive for the same ecosystem. So the Quest should still remain a monopoly in that space and will remain as the go-to for the cheapest, most affordable way to access that ecosystem and VR and MR experiences. So kind of yay, a headset for watching media, a headset for working, a new headset for gaming. It could get interesting, but in the end, specialization increases the niche. That is the nature of it. But it could open doors for more utility of this technology, which would be massive. A great win outside of this VR bubble, and more accessible because now they have the bloody operating system there available to them. They can focus on making the hardware specialized. So it could be a massive win outside of the VR gaming bubble. Plus, an Xbox Special Edition Quest coming. Give me that now! I'm probably not going to be able to get one. I want one so bad. Now, in related but other news, we hopefully will see a new influx in spatial applications, whether this is porting existing 2D apps or making new ones, as Meta are working as part of this Horizon OS push, a spatial framework. So they're also pushing to be enablers in this space, not just the leaders in this space. So developers can use these tools, use this framework to bring their mobile apps into the virtual world as easy as possible. There is a sign-up sheet if you have a 2D app that you want to bring into the mixed reality space, and I will link it down below in the description. All right, enough of Meta. Let's break this up before getting back into it, because there is more to talk about, but let's talk about some games. Survios just dropped an Alien teaser for a VR game. Alien is one of my favorite franchises. Alien Isolation also popped off, and the VR mod of that was just a classic experience that struck fear into many of our hearts. And to know a native VR game developed by a respected studio gets me excited. Survios have said it's their biggest, most ambitious game they've ever made in their 10-year history. Although it was just a teaser that we got for the game, we did hear about this experience being developed years ago, and I suppose we know a little bit more. I just want more on it. Hopefully it's going to be more combat focused, not just running in fear all the time. I want to pull a Ripley, I want to be in a mech bot and destroy some xenomorphs. And if you look at the poster though, you do kind of see what looks like a gun, and it is described as an action horror title. So there could be some more combat, yay! It is called Alien Rogue Incursion. This is going to come to Quest, PC VR, and PlayStation VR 2. This may have to be a PC VR purchase for me though. I need to see the greatest detail of a xenomorph up close. We also have another game called Mudrunner coming soon to the Quest platform, which you may already know of. This is an off-roading simulator, but it's coming to VR. This was a 2017 title from Saber Interactive, and it lets you choose between 8 big-ass vehicles to take off-road. They have said, though, this is a new adventure designed specifically for Quest, so not a port of the original game, which often I found in the past, this kind of means it's not the same game, but hopefully I'll be pleasantly surprised. This would be the perfect time to get rig support on the Quest as well, wouldn't it? To be using pedals and a steering wheel and a seat, that would be fantastic. Move, I've got some deliveries to make. In other news, Meta are celebrating that they have a 30% increase in their revenue compared to last year in Q1. And in shocking news, Meta's head of AR has said that their AR glasses are mind-blowing. But what got me here is that they apparently are as mind-blowing as the original Rift. That is a bold statement, because think back, veterans, unite. Think back to the first time you put on that Rift headset, your world was shooketh. To get that again from AR after we've had some AR interactions already through our VR devices, I'm intrigued. There's no details yet, just hype from the guy that's running the damn space, obviously, so watch this space. That's it from me today, guys. Thank you for watching to the end of the video. Don't forget to check out Contractors and join the Quest 3 giveaway. I hope you have a great week. I sure need one. Hit subscribe, and happy gaming. Good day!